Of mass m suspended on a light, inaccessible string with two fixed pulleys as shown in the diagram. Masses of 6 kilograms and 3 kilograms attached to the ends of the string. The system is released from rest. Show on separate diagrams the forces acting on the movable pulley and each of the masses. Okay, so yeah, I'm going to be lazy again. 1, 2, and 3. Cool. So I have to draw the 3 of them separately, okay? So here we go. That's 1, that's 2, and that's 3. Okay. Now let's agree on what we're doing here. Let's assume that M is extremely heavy. It might not be, but I'm going to assume it's extremely heavy, and it pulls the other two upwards. Is that right? So we'll work with that. That can be acceleration A, and that one can be acceleration B. They're feeding in at different rates. What's the acceleration of M? Yeah. Some people like to use a different system. I can show you the different system some people use. Some people don't like the fraction, so what they do is they just say that's 2A, that's 2B, and then what would this one underneath be then? Just A plus B. Who does it that way? Oh, fine. So we all just do it the original way, do we? Grant. Happy enough with that? It's not the end of the world, a little fraction, okay? Now, the tension's the same throughout the string. Why? Why is the tension always the same? One string, same tension throughout. So let's go for this. So that's T, and that's 6G, yeah? And acceleration going upwards. Technically, you don't need the acceleration. Why? It's a force, not a. You want forces, not accelerations. What about this one? And T. This is the easiest 5 marks you'll ever get, isn't it? T, T, and MG, and you're done. Whatever amount of marks to give for that is absolute steal, okay? So we're just going to grab these 3 here, group them, and shrink them. There you go. Now they're just nice and tidy in the corner there. Okay, let's start off with the 6 kilogram particle. Let's get some points on the board. All right, MA goes upwards, yeah. So what are we going for? 6, 6A. Who's winning? Tension. And who's opposing? 6G. Okay, next one. I'll go for 3B if that's okay. And who's winning? And who's... Huh? 3G, is it? Okay, next one. I'll do the next one over here for a second. What do I get? It's going to be M times A plus B all over 2 equals what? Equals, yeah, it's going downwards, isn't it? So mg minus 2t. Now, I generally don't use the mr on this. I'm going to sub it out. So what I'm going to say is I'm going to keep the m. I'm going to multiply both sides by 2. Is that right? I'm just going to leave the a plus b alone for a second. And that's going to be 2mg minus 4t. Got rid of the fraction. Now here's what I'm thinking. What I'm thinking of doing is getting A on its own. So how do we get A on its own? Put the 6 underneath, yeah? How do we get B on its own? Put the 3 under, is it? So T minus 3G all over 3. How do I find out what A plus B is? I'm going to add them together and then sub it in. I just don't want to write out too much information. I'm going to multiply top and bottom by 2, yeah? So that'd be 2t take away 6g all over 6. Would everybody be happy with 3t take away 12g all over 6? All right. Now I'm going to sub that in where? Where's that going to get subbed into? That there is going to get subbed into here. All right. And then we're going to multiply it out. So I ever rub out the blue section at the bottom. Okay. Now what do we do next, guys? Sub it in. Okay. So we get sorry, just rereading the question. We have to isolate T, don't we? So find the value of the tension. Find terms of M the value of tension. Okay, no hassle. So what we're going to say is M times what? 3T minus 12G all over 6 equals 2mg and all that nonsense there. I'm going to multiply the other side by 6 as well, all right? So I'll multiply this side by 6 and get 12mg minus 24t. And that means that the 6's on the bottom are now irrelevant. And now what I'm going to get is that 3mt minus 12mg equals another 12mg minus 24t. Move it all to one side. 3mt plus 24t equals 24 mg. Factorize out the t, and what do we get? T into plus 4. So then bring that underneath, isn't it? We got 24 mg all over 3m plus 24. If you look at the marking scheme, that's not, it is correct, but it isn't broken down enough. What could I do to top and bottom? What number divides in? Divide top and bottom by 3. And you might get something a bit more to your liking. I'm going to pause. Okay, next question. For what value of m would the acceleration of the movable pulley be 0? Here we go. Now, would you all agree a plus b equals 0? We did a lot of work on a plus b earlier, didn't we? And what was our answer for a plus b again? That 3t minus 12g over 6, yeah? So what we're claiming is that 3t minus 12g all over 6 is equal to 0. Give me a sec. That was a plus b, but a plus b over 2. So instead of having it over 6, it'd actually be over 12, because I have to half that again. But it doesn't make a difference either way, because when I cross multiply, that'll be 0 anyway. So I have 3t minus 12g equals 0. 3t equals 12g, and t equals 4g. So I'm just going to pick this equation up here. Does everybody see that equation from earlier? I wonder if I'm allowed to choose that. Let's find out. 3m times 4g plus 24 times 4g equals 24 mg. Now, that's, would everybody agree that's 12 mg? Bring it over to the other side. And that turns into 12 mg because you're taking it away, yeah? And then 4 times 24. And then divide it, these cancel, and my m value will be 8. Not as good as AJ, but I got there